Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at it again with some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC versus mod comparison. The series has returned with the latest DLC from Future Saga, Chapter 3. That is right, the new DB Super Broly and Ultra Supervillain Golden Frieza. They have actually had several mods made in the past, especially Broly, as you can see right here, and I gotta say, this looks amazing. Shout out to Gamer Chief for making this. He made this model and this entire mod before the official DLC version released, and they're both good in their own way. I'll go over some of the differences, obviously, in this video, but let's check out Golden Frieza. Now, this one is funny because this just goes to show, and shout out to the guy from behind for actually creating this, goes to show that we all knew there was going to be an Ultra Supervillain Golden Frieza. Like, everybody, they knew it in their bones that this was going to happen, and it's pretty accurate, not exact, but it is pretty close to how the DLC version is. The DLC version is a little bit more pale, and the corruption darkness from the crystal actually makes him like just like more black, and he's got like the red instead of the purple, which is cool. And it's funny because the guy from behind actually predicted that. And I mean, I guess you could, you know, like it was something that you would know that would happen. It just fit for the character because most of the characters, they would get sort of that like black and red kind of coloration. Now this is more of a like I guess like a magenta or pink for the like, you know, red part. This is more red than anything, but it's pretty close. The colors are definitely different. We'll go over Frieza after we do DB Super Broly, so be sure to drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell, and hit up the hype points. Give me 60 points on this video, y'all, if you are enjoying it and you are hyped to see some more comparisons. And yeah, 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours, guys, and I'll do some more Xenoverse showcases. Yes, you already know it. So yeah, lots of skill differences between these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and select the DLC version first, and then we'll have the modded version on the other slot, and we'll go to the Tournament of Power because it's a good neutral stage that I like to have. So you can see a nice side-by-side here whenever they actually load up. Hopefully, oh, I got scared it was gonna break. So yeah, you can see that they're very similar, but you can also see the differences, especially within the hair for these characters. Okay, the hair model on this version, which this intro is amazing. Okay, they absolutely cooked with that. I can tell you right now, it's going to be tough to say which one is better just because they have their own, you know, unique differences and things that are, you know, kind of special to these characters. So you can see that the DLC version, which is on the right side, just in case you got confused because they're both so high quality, right? The DLC version is bigger. He's slightly taller. His head is obviously bigger. He doesn't look as buff. I think that's just kind of like an illusion because of, you know, the proportions of his body. The DLC, or sorry, the modded version, he looks a lot, his head looks smaller and his body shape looks bigger. And I do very much love the DLC version, but if I would have to choose the one that I think just looks better to me, I don't know, this is might be crazy, but I really like the proportions and the body shape and the style that he went for. Okay, the Gamer Chief 101, he made this Broly look so nice, dude. Like, it's just so clean. Like, I'm not seeing any issue. Look, he's looking over there. He said, "What the fuck, bro? You ain't looking as good as I am." No. Again, the DLC version is fantastic. It's amazing. It's very clean, but that's the one thing that mods usually suffer from when it comes to the comparisons that I do here. They usually don't look as polished, right? And again, we'll give the DLC version the animations because this is amazing, right? Like the animations that they gave this character look better. Obviously, like there's a lot of extra stuff. Shader wise, I mean, this is going to be crazy to say, but I think the modded version actually looks better. The shaders on him look much smoother. You can see some very, very small pixelation kind of going on, like very jagged, you know, textures right there. But the DLC version has a lot more. You can see right there, and on his armor, it's not as smooth out, right? And I really do like the hair model on the DLC version, but again, I think the modded version, the hair model looks much better. Look at that. Much more detail, a lot more extra strands. It doesn't look as, again, sharp and jagged. This one, his hair model, again, it looks very nice, but it's much more sharp and has like jagged edges and stuff, right? But again, facial features and animations and stuff, obviously the DLC's, you know, killing it, right? But yeah, like just the comparison between these two, like it's kind of crazy. They have their own, you know, unique differences and things that are just nicer. So just a little refresher on the moveset here. I'm not going to do the full moveset just because, I mean, you guys have already seen it before. It's really freaking good, dude. Like, absolutely amazing. Great combos. Obviously, there are going to be some reuse things in there, but like that shit's awesome, dude. It's great. So the modded version, I need a refresher to see what his moveset was like. Ooh, okay. So there are some cool things in there as well. That's just a square combo. I love that. That's awesome, dude. You see that shit? Okay, let's go for the triangle combo. That one's pretty basic. Okay, 2-hit. Okay, I like that kick. That's a nice stank leg that he got going on there. Triangle square. Man, the moveset on the modded version is really fucking good too, dog. Okay, that one is kind of a reuse thing. But man, gotta say, that's pretty damn good for a modded version. Again, it's been a while since I played the modded version, so I kind of forgot. So yeah, they're both really good. I can't really say one's better than the other because they have different things, but shit, bro. That's crazy. That's phenomenal. How, like, how DLC quality. I know people don't like when I say that shit. I don't know. Do people still give a shit when I remember I used to say that a long time ago. And obviously these are older mods. And obviously they were not DLC quality, but you know, they were just really, really well done mods and stuff. People got pissed at me. They were like, you comparing it to the DLC, I'm gonna fucking hang you. Alright, so yeah, both are really good. Let's check out the movesets for the DLC version. Gigantic Charge, which is a reuse thing. Gigantic Cross, very unique. I like it. I like that they gave them the Mouth Blast. I think that's really cool, and they made it a super, because before the Mouth Blast was a ultimate for the full power Broly. Gigantic Rage, you know, all the standard shit. You already know it. Saiyan Blaster. Really like this one because you can transform. That's unique. I don't think the modded version has anything like that. And then we have his new Gigantic Nova, which looks really fucking good. And I believe the modded version does have their own version. It's called the Planet Crusher. But he does have Gigantic Charge, so that's pretty accurate. Okay. Powered Shell, that's something reused, but it's something that the DLC version does not have. So he also has Gigantic Rage as well, and Aura Trap. Now, Aura Trap, I think, does freeze or immobilize. Does it immobilize? I can't remember. I think it was supposed to do that. I can't remember if that was actually a thing or not. Now, that's a charge skill. Super Blaster Meteor. Yeah. What else we got here? Planet Crusher. Ooh, I gotta say the DLC version was cooking. This one it's okay. I mean, it gets the idea of what this is supposed to be. But this version, effects and the sound and the impact, way better. Way better for the DLC. So far, DLC winning when it comes to the animations and skills. Gigantic Energy Blast, what is that? Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So they made the Mouth Blast. And these are all from the Breakers, by the way. A lot of this stuff is, a lot of the animation, so. Yeah, I still have to give it to the DLC version. I think it just looks better. Modded version-wise, let's get the transformation here. Here, let's just get a refresher for the normal Super Saiyan transformation. Yeah, that's so good, dude. That's so good. It's going to be hard to top because I got to get a refresher at what the modded version looked like. That's pretty good. That's still pretty good. I can't even lie, but the DLC version just looks better. It has more, again, effect and impact. It's got the red eye shattering effect and shit. And I think he actually does get big. Yeah, he gets really big. Oh my god, dude. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. That is crazy. I don't think Gamer Chief really thought about the size change. And I mean, if you really do think about it, I don't know, I would have to go back and watch the movie. Does Broly actually get a little bit bigger, like his actual, like, full, complete size? Like, not just more muscular, not just buffer. No, I'm talking his size increases. Does it actually happen in the movie? I can't remember. And this is just going Super Saiyan, from Fury to Super Saiyan, right? I know when he goes from base to Fury, he does get bigger, right? He becomes much larger, but this is ridiculous, bro. Aura is different, by the way. He's got the full power aura on the modded version, and the DLC version is actually using, I think that is just Super Saiyan, like Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, or Kale. They have very similar aura. Yeah, again, I gotta say, I still really like the modded version's model. If he was a little bit bigger, I think that'd look good on the DLC, or sorry, on the modded version. But yeah, the DLC version, I guess I would assume has more accurate size. And I do appreciate the hair change, okay? The hair, if you compare the hair between Fury DLC and the Super Saiyan, it's actually different. So, yeah, that's crazy. Again, he still has that animation, dude. This one, he got a little bit of a different stance change, which is kind of cool. I like that, too. Now, his moveset does change, I believe. Trying to see if there's anything majorly different. That was a square combo, so I think that actually was different. Yeah, he's just got more heavy hits. Yeah, so some differences there. And the same thing with the DLC version. Just like, I don't think he actually does have any differences. I think it's more mainly like his moveset and shit that kind of changes up. It's not a huge amount of differences. There are some things in his moveset that does change, see? But I think when it comes to the modded version, very similar with how it is. But yeah, both are great moveset-wise. Does he get a major change? I don't think the modded version does. Oh, no, he does. Modded version actually gives him completely different skills. It's not just like boosted or changed up techniques. This one, he can use Gigantic Explosion. That's just from Z-Broly, which is a good move that works for him. And again, that Saiyan Blaster thing is so cool that you can like transform into it. Again, I don't think the modded version doesn't have anything like that. It's a good animation, but it's coming from Dragon Ball The Breakers, if I recall correctly. And then the DLC version, you can transform into it, and it gives them a different animation. So that's so fucking cool. Like they really did cook with that. So animations and stuff, I'm still giving to the DLC for the most part. I do like that his moveset does change up when he goes Super Saiyan for the modded version. I don't think it's anything super major. Actually, that is major. His Super Blaster Meteor does change. That's cool. This is actually a Super Blaster Meteor. Before, that was like Instant Rise that he had for Fury. That's what I'm kind of noticing. Now, Aura Trap is this one. Freeze. I feel like it was supposed to like stun the opponent or something. Gigantic Rage. This looks so fucking funny. Him beating the shit out of a bigger version of himself. God damn, bro. I think that's all the same. Oh, that's different. Gigantic Charge. He has like the Twin Blaster. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I would have to say, again, when he goes Super Saiyan, the modded version is better just because the actual like skills completely change, right? But I like the moveset, I think, better, like the actual combos with Super Saiyan Broly. But his stuff doesn't really change up majorly. But the animation is just so good. You know what I mean? I feel like Z Broly for the DLC version from DLC, was it 17 or Future Saga Chapter 1? I think he's just better. Like a better version of Broly. Like I really do like this version of him, the DB Super 1, but I don't know, the Z version, they really went the extra mile with him. I don't know why, but they just fucking did. Now, something that obviously the modded version will win compared to the DLC version is that you can go to stage 3. So you cannot do that with the DLC version for obvious reasons, because they already have a full power Broly and they make that a separate character. But after he transforms, he does get accurate when it comes to the size. And that's pretty cool, I will have to say. Gamer Chief did cook with that. Look at that. And I do like this model, not only because it is different, but it also makes that fucking dipped in oil look disappear. So it's a little bit more accurate to how things look. And then obviously he's just broke. Now, does he have a different... Okay, yeah, he's got a better animated version of Gigantic Roar. Again, I think that's the one from Breakers. He can still use Planet Crusher. Yeah, that DLC Planet Crusher just looks so much better. Nothing against what Gamer Chief was able to achieve, but I think that's from Breakers, and I don't know, it's looking like it just doesn't work as well, right? He still has that shit. Man, they're both very, very good. I can give you guys, like, pros and cons. Just like a very general pros and cons type of thing. Oh, wow, actually, I think because he crouched down more. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would have to say DLC version. Oh, man, it's hard to say which one is just better overall. I think... maybe I have to give it to the modded version this time, which is kind of crazy because generally I don't. I usually say the DLC version is better, which it's very good, but the modded version, you know, the model, I think, just looks nicer. This is just my opinion, okay? You can disagree with me, right? Yeah, that's kind of, it's going to be kind of crazy to say, but yeah, the model, I think it just looks nicer. It is lacking points, I guess, when it comes to the actual size and, like, accurate size comparison, because I'm assuming the DLC version should be accurate to what is actually, like, from the charts of, like, the movie and shit, or whatever the art, the, like, concept art shows. I'll have to go back and look at it, but I think I like the model better on the modded version. Animations and combos, probably I would have to give it to the DLC version, but his moveset, like actual like skills, change after he goes Super Saiyan and full power. So, I have to give that to the modded version as well. It's tough, man. It is tough, but I think overall, like if I were to choose which one I would enjoy more, probably the modded version. Just because it has that extra, it goes that extra mile to give you full power. And I like having all transformations in one character, right? If this could go from base to Fury to Super Saiyan to full power, oh, easy. That's the best, right? That's the best shit ever. Yeah, that's just the thing that holds Xenoverse 2 back these days, is that they're making too many of the forms separated from the actual character. And I'm not a big fan of that. Like Sparking Zero, for example, for the most part gives you everything, right? You have Fury to Super Saiyan to full power, right? That's how it should be. And again, I still like that you can go Super Saiyan, and the animations are great, but they're both really good, right? I'm not trying to say like, I'm really not trying to say one's better than the other, but I'm just saying what I would prefer if I were to choose between the two. It'd probably be the modded version, just because of how well done it was. But again, there are stuff that are being imported from Breakers, which still does take a lot of effort. Some people don't understand that importing animations from another game and cleaning it up and polishing it up to work with a different game, you have to understand that's not just like a slap it on type of thing. No, you got to like clean it up and make sure that it all works for this specific game, because it's a different fucking game, right? I always see people say like, can these modders stop importing animations and then calling it their own content? It's like, well, that they're putting in their time and the effort to make sure all of it works, and they have to. It's not just slap it on. They got to clean it up and make sure it works, and they have to add in their own probably like animations and things to make sure that it is working, and camera angles and all that shit, right? All right, let's try out Golden Frieza now. All right, guys, Golden Frieza Ultra Supervillain, which is kind of weird because his name changes to just Golden Frieza. I'm noticing that.
I'll make your death quick.
Okay, all right, and then Frieza has like a little different animation there. Comparison, wow. I'm actually seeing major differences here. I like that, you know, the guy from behind did make his own version, but I gotta say, that looked like a Walmart version. That looked like a Temu version when it's compared to the DLC. Aura and everything is obviously taken from Ultra Supervillain. The crystals are pretty much accurate. Color-wise, night and day, honestly. Very vibrant on the modded version, but the DLC version looks way better. Like, I'm not trying to glaze. I'm just being dead ass serious. It just looks much better. The colors just work better. I like that he looks more gold and not yellow. And again, the guy from behind, he still did a pretty good job for making this before the DLC actually released. Animations and everything, you're seeing Golden Frieza Ultra Supervillain DLC way better. He's got like idle animation, all that shit. So combo-wise and everything, obviously, just to get a refresher, it looks like the DLC version is probably going to win. This comparison won't be as long. But just like a general breakdown. Let me see. Does he just have reused shit? Or does he actually have different stuff? Okay, so you know, some extra camera angles there for the square combo. Triangle combo here. Okay, nothing too special. I liked having Ki Blast in the moveset and the combos that the DLC version did. And not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Yeah, the modded version just isn't as exciting. Very basic stuff. Let's get to the moveset. Again, Emperor's Cannon, sick. Really cool. He's got the Dark Inscription. That's a reused thing. Death Ball reused. But he's got the new Chaotic Time Impact, which is gas as fuck. Right? Now, what did the guy from behind do? I think he gave him a lot of new stuff. Blazing Death Wave. Oh, okay, so that's just a Death Wave, but it's crazier. Nova Strike. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I like that. Damn, that's actually a pretty cool move. Okay. Emperor's Death Beam. Oh, he made a super version. A mini Emperor's Death Beam. Golden Death Slicer. Ooh, okay, the 5-way. That's a pretty cool thing. I don't know if I ever showcased this mod. That's pretty fucking cool, and it does hella damage. Okay. Not bad at all. I like that. That's just a reuse thing. Golden Death Ball. Ooh, I really like that. Instead of just having normal Death Ball, I appreciate that he made a new version of it, so that's pretty cool. But it's still just Death Ball. Grand Death Beam. What the fuck is this? Oh, that's the move I was looking for. This is the move I thought he was gonna have. That's the 10-finger discount beam. Now, obviously, this is ridiculous. They wouldn't make a skill like this specifically, but I was confused why they didn't actually give him that. That's something he uses in the anime, right? In the Tournament of Power, if I recall correctly. So that's what I thought he was going to have, but that's why they just went a completely different direction. It wasn't, oh, give him stuff that he hasn't had before. No, they said, we're just going to give him new shit because he's the new Supreme Kai of Time for the, I mean, at least for the story-wise, right? Which is kind of crazy, like. But I will have to say, even though these are new animations and stuff, these are things from the Supreme Kai of Time, for the most part. A lot of his shit, like this right here, directly from Supreme Kai of Time. And again, I like that he has that, and that's cool, and it's different. It's still kind of different for his version of it, but it's not like we've never seen this before, right? So that's the only thing that is kind of not great about the Ultra Supervillain Golden Frieza. But I'm not here to like judge like whether or not, oh, because it's not something we've never seen before. Like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm just trying to compare these two. I'm just pointing that out, and that's something that I didn't point out in my initial review of the DLC, is that, you know, that's the only unfortunate thing. So, yeah, DLC version, I just gotta say it's better. I do like the differences and the effort, but they just went in completely different directions for what they were trying to achieve. This one was like, oh, let's just redo Golden Frieza and make him better, which I think the guy from behind did. But the DLC version said, let's just make a completely new character. You know what I mean? Like, even though it is still Golden Frieza, his shit is just like if you compare this Frieza to the Golden Frieza we've had in the base game or since the 2015 DLC release in Xenoverse 1, night and day. This is a completely different fucking character. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's going to be it for this showcase. I know it was a long one, but hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I got to say, shout outs to the modding community as always just doing crazy, awesome shit before the game even releases. And they give us a lot of fun stuff, right? For the most part. But I'll link them all down below. You can go check them out, support them. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace!
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.